Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday, June 17th, 2026 meeting for the Little River Band of Ottawa Indians Tribal Council. The first order of business is opening prayer, so I've asked Councilor Metzger to say that prayer. Please stand if you can.
Bujuk Shemnadoshka Bewishtanišnaka Smakoandorum Gidin Ziba Doar Nishnabe and Timagwach Shemnado Timagwach Sukmakwe Timagwach Obanong Ronang Ngabin Regnang Jin Moshin Shemnado Wadnine Moen. As for forgiveness, speaking this foreign language, and to have pity on me. Ask the Creator to look upon us in a kind way as He has in the past and to lead us to a bright, awesome future. Ask that Mother Earth comforts us as we return that and comfort her and protect her. Ask that the sky beings, the crawlers, the fish, the water swimmers. I want to say Chimigwech for allowing us to use your substance to walk day by day. I say Chimigwech to my elders. And Chimigwech to the Panojiks that are coming behind us, that we can lead a clear path for them to walk. Oh, Miigwech.
Oh.
Thank you, Councilor Metzger. That's going to move us down to the next item of business, which is call to order. We'll call the meeting to order at 10:08. And whenever you're ready, Mr. Recorder, please do a roll call.
Tammy Burmeister.
Here.
Ron Wittenberg. Can you scroll down, see if what is it, 4287? Yep. There's 4287. Can you unmute him, please?
Mark that. It's the 4287 one. 4280, sorry.
Yeah, you just had it. Go up one at that.
Manpi and
Miigwech. Shannon Crampton.
Here.
Gary DiPiazza.
name on the P.
Julie Wolf. Connie Waitner.
Here.
Misty Silvis. Misty Silvis is absent. Al Metzger, Mampi and Susan Thal.
Manpi and
Do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. That's going to take us now to our next item of business, which is approval of the agenda. And I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda. Councilor Thal.
yes, I would like to make a motion to approve the agenda for Wednesday, June 17th, 2026 with the following amendments. Under 3, continuing business, add A1, ratification of contract with DT Track. Under 8, new business, B, add approving the tribal council speaker to execute agreements for the 2026 Juneteenth month. C, add overriding the Ogama veto of the tribal council's resolution 26-0610-069. Revised approval of supplemental appropriation 2026-04 to fund the 2026 tribal general welfare economic hardship stimulus payment in the amount of $19,500,000. D, add approval of supplemental appropriation 2026-05 to fund the 2026 Tribal General Welfare Economic Hardship Stimulus payment in the amount of $19,500,000.
Yes.
Miigwech.
I had another question. Are those two separate items that are included as? No, I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about the overriding the Oma's veto.
But there's two resolutions, one for overriding and then one for the supplemental and. Okay, so it's 15 point. Oh, 15, let me just get this down, 15,250,000. Okay. All right, let me repeat that one. We're gonna add D, approval of supplemental appropriation 2026-05 to fund the 2026 Tribal General Welfare Economic Hardship Stimulus payment in the amount of 15,250,000. And that's the end of it. Amendments.
Support.
I have a motion by Counselor Thal, supported by Counselor Metzger. Is anyone going to abstain? Is there any further discussion from council? Counselor Burmeister.
I just want to state for the record that I will be voting no on the agenda due to getting everything last minute. There are like 3 items we just got right before we came in. Not enough time to review. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd just like to point out to the membership, if you go back and watch, Counselor Burmeister, and when she was speaker, did this several times. In fact, added things in second open that weren't even on the agenda. Okay. Any further discussion? Anything from the membership? One more time for council. Hearing nothing, please do a roll call.
Ron Wittenberg. Ron Wittenberg,
Did you find something you?
good to go. Down there. Ron Wittenberg,
Yes.
Shannon Crampton,
Yes.
Gary DiPiazza,
Cowie.
Julie Wolf.
Yeah.
Connie Waitner,
No.
Misty Silvis, Misty Silvis is absent. Al Metzger, Sunthal,
Yeah.
Tammy Burmeister.
No.
5 in favor, 3 against, 1 absent. Agenda has been approved.
Thank you. That's going to move us down to our first item of business. Let's see, tribal council minutes. We have a set for 5/11/26. I'll entertain a motion to accept those. Counselor Thal.
Yes, I would like to make a motion to accept the tribal council minutes for 5/11/26.
Support.
I have a motion by Counselor Thal, supported by Counselor Wolf. Is anyone going to abstain? Is there any further discussion from council? Any from the membership? One more time for council. Hearing nothing, please do a roll call.
Tammy Burmeister,
Yes.
Ron Wittenberg,
Yes.
Shannon Crampton,
Yes.
Gary DiPiazza,
Yes.
Julie Wolf.
Yeah.
Connie Waitner,
Yes.
Misty Silvis is absent. Al Metzger, Sunthal,
Yeah.
8 in favor. Minutes have been accepted.
Okay, thank you. That's going to move us down to our next item, which is continuing business, which is grants and contracts, ratification of contract with DT Track. This is Mrs. Eilers or Mrs. Grant?
Good morning, counselors. Just for my first item of business is I would like to introduce our new business office supervisor. Her name is Laura Eilers. She just came on board, so hopefully we can start recouping some third-party revenue, which we haven't had in over a year. So I'm just going to open up with a brief statement. The Health Services Department brings forth a contract with DT Track Incorporated, a native-owned company, to address a backlog of claims, as there has been no third-party billing since January 1st, 2025. That's when Forest County Potawatomi Insurance Department continued that service. DT Track will be completing and submitting all current claims allowable under timely fashion to ensure payers to generate third-party revenue. Insurance payers have a window of 6 to 12 months to submit claims for payment, depending on the insurance carrier. DT Track is familiar with our RPMS and billing package and has worked with several tribal clinics. The backlog of claims to submit for 2025 through present is significant. Our Manistee location had 2,556 patient encounters, and our Muskegon location had 1,847 patient encounters, for a total of 4,403 patient encounters. The amount to clean up for the backlog of all services in 2025 through now is $98,280. Once cleaned up, the amount is not to exceed the total of the first two pages. I think $98,280 annually. However, some of those services we may not choose to have Laura Eilers, since we have Laura Eilers, our billing office supervisor, on board. Example, enrollment with insurances, claims management, and such. And they will invoice us for only services DT Track provides based on the quote, which is attached. They will not be taking the percentage of the amount of money that we do recoup from third-party revenue. Forest County Potawatomi Insurance Department reported the third-party revenue amount received in 2024 was $118,704.83. In 2025, it was $34,478, which were for claims submitted for 2024 that came in as payments in 2025. It's difficult to estimate the amount of revenue DT Track will be able to generate, as that will be determined once they get into our system. Best guesstimate would be the amount received in 2024 and 2025 for a total of $153,105.61. Laura will be working closely with DT Track during this process, as well as Amy Dorian offering her assistance when needed. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Counselor Wolf.
We have one MD and we have 3 nurse practitioners.
They're all eligible.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have any other questions? Counselor Thal.
Were they all eligible in this year past also?
Yes, they were.
So there's no problem with billing, but it sounds like you can go now from June to June of,
For most,
25.
it depends on the insurance carrier. Some insurance carriers only allow a 6-month, backlog that you can bill for. Some are 12 months. So it's going to depend on the insurance carrier.
does that include Medicaid and Medicare?
Yes, and those two payers do have the longer timely filing limits of 12 months.
Okay, so that's good. I assume that probably was the case there, so that's good to know. You gave so much more information just now, so I know you went back and did some more work on it. So Janice, I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Susan.
So, and then you're going to keep up the billing now. You are actually going to be doing all of the billing, the coding and everything.
So yes, I'll be working with DT Track to learn the RPMS system, and we'll be adding a coder as needed, and we'll in turn bring those services in-house.
Okay, wonderful. Miigwech.
It's been a long time coming.
Yes, yes, yeah. It's time that we start recouping that. So, and the other is just going to end up being a wash, correct? I mean, there's no way to get that. We've lost it. So we don't want to lose any more.
No, we do not.
Okay. Miigwech.
Thank you. Counselor Wolf.
planning to bring the services in-house because what we're signing is a contract for, and the estimated timeline on here is 5 years because it shows progress now.
I do not believe it will be 5 years once they get on board and then they with Laura. And our hope next year is to hire a coder on within the next 2 years, bring it in-house. That's our hope. I can't guarantee that, but they did put the 5 year in there.
So can you give an explanation of evergreen basis?
Of what?
Evergreen basis?
Not, is it, what page?
The agreement shall commence on eligible use and shall continue on evergreen basis.
I don't remember that in our meeting with them, so I'm sorry, I can't give you a contract. I can't give an answer on that. Can you, Laura?
Just that would mean, continuing, year to year as needed.
Right, so it's continuing year to year and it doesn't have a contract end date, so who's gonna be managing and watching so that when we are up and ready to go, that we fall in that time window of the 30 days to cancel it?
Oh, we both will. Laura and I both will.
Because that's what we're signing is a never ending contract
Correct.
when we sign and negotiate evergreen basis, so. This needs to be monitored so that when we're up and moving to that it's not still in place and still billable and causing charges for the tribe, but we can provide the service of that.
I understand that, Julie, and Laura will be, like I said, working probably daily with DT Track. So she'll be able to see their progress as she's working with them.
And they have a net 30-day billing cycle, so if they submit claims on our behalf, it's 30 days that it comes back from the tribe.
I haven't had any conversation with DT Track. I'm not able to answer that question.
No, if we will receive actual payment in 30 days from the insurance carrier, depends on how timely they reimburse. Do you know what it usually is, Laura, for insurances? 30 to 45 days?
And I would say 30 to 45 days is fairly common as long as the claims don't have any errors or if they're going to deny for any reason.
And is there a separation of the billing between Muskegon and Manistee?
No, it will all be done through up here with Laura and DT Track.
So in the long term, if we're trying to do feasibility study on the income that comes in from Muskegon, where's the separation gonna be? How would we do that? Like lumping it under one because it is two, so not gonna be a identifier quote.
That is something that is a work in progress. I have been meeting with Leslie Reese from the area office, and that is something we've been discussing and would like to implement to separate out the locations.
And where is the funding coming to provide for this contract?
From our professional services line item,
Grant dollars, IHS, tribal?
IHS monies.
Okay, then IHS doesn't cover the Muskegon clinic. So how is the billing happening that way? That's why you're not identifying them in two clinics, because we're actually skirting the system and including Muskegon services when it's not IHS eligible for reimbursement.
We don't actually get reimbursed from IHS they are included in our user pop count. Anybody that we use, any services that are provided in Muskegon. But as far as getting like monies from IHS, those dollars are there. We're working on the issue with our user pop. Jessica Steinberg, I know has worked with Jason Douglas, and I know Amy has as well. So our user pop should go up, which was what drives our IHS funding.
But as of this contract and what we're signing today, Muskegon is not covered under IHS grant dollars.
I believe it is. Because I believe we put that in our compact from 2009 for our self-governance compact that we were looking at opening a Muskegon location.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions on this item? Mr. Huddleston.
Thank you, Speaker. Mark Huddleston, 3230. If a claim's denied by the insurance company now, is the citizen gonna come back and have to pay that claim?
For anything that's denied that we bill for from both of our facilities or locations, a tribal member is never billed because your insurance may have denied the claim. We do not charge members for their treatment at our facilities. They get that treatment for free. So there will be no back billing or balance billing to tribal members.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, do you have any other questions? Counselor DiPiazza.
I want to say Megwitch for getting this done and in the progress. I know when I first started on council, third-party billing was sometimes $8 to $36 a month. And it's like, whoa, that's not good. But Megwitch,
Thank you.
keep moving forward.
We will.
Good job.
Thank you. Do you have any other comments on this item? I'll entertain a motion if there's no more questions.
No resolution. We don't have election resolution. Did you guys provide a resolution?
Mm-hmm. Last week. It was included in the packet I sent forth. I have a copy of it.
I can make a motion to postpone the item till second. That resolution. I think nobody's had a chance to review it.
Okay. If you want to make that motion.
Make a motion to postpone ratification of contract with EP Track until second on two.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Counselor Wolf, supported by Counselor Waitner. Is anyone going to abstain? Is there any further discussion on the item? Anything from the membership? One more time for council. Hearing nothing, please do a roll call. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Postpone. Tammy Burmeister,
Yes.
Ron Wittenberg,
Yes.
Shannon Crampton, Gary DiPiazza,
Yes.
Billy Wolf,
And
Connie Whitener,
Yes.
Misty Silvas is absent. Al Metzger, Sunthal.
Yeah.
Motion passed, postponed, second.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
cool.
And I will go back and resend that resolution that I sent last week.
Thank you much.
Thank you. Okay, that's gonna move us down to the next item, which is budget modifications. We have nothing, approval of budget expenditures, nothing, acceptance of reports, report of the tribal Ogama. We have operations report from May 2026, and I'll entertain a motion to accept that. Counselor Burmeister.
I'll make a motion to accept the tribal operations report for May 2026.
Support.
Okay, a motion by Counselor Burmeister, supported by Counselor Thal. Is anyone going to abstain? Is there any further discussion from council? Counselor Thal.
Yes. I just wanted to give a little information that was in the operations report. Human Resources Preference Report for 2026. For the month of May, had 104 tribal members, 9 Native American, 15 tribal spouse parent, 10 tribal descendants, and 93 non-preference. That percentage for preference is 62.16%. Also, for the enrollment department, I'm going to give you the January through May. January, we had 3843 members, and during that month, they sent 2 final acceptance letters. In February, they had 3842 members and sent 2 final acceptance letters. In March, they had 3,835 members and sent 3 final acceptance letters. In April, 3,832 members and sent 2 final acceptance letters. In May, we had 3,832 members. That breakdown is ages 0 to 17, 231, ages 18 to 54, 1,980, and ages 55 plus, 1,621. 2 final acceptance letters were sent out in May, and there were 3 elders who walked on in May. I'd like to thank Jessica in enrollment for supplying some additional information to me. I appreciate it, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, do we have any other comments? If not, please do roll call.
Shannon Crampton,
Yes.
Gary DiPiazza,
Yes.
Wolf,
And
Connie Whitener,
Yes.
Misty Silvers is absent. Al Metzger, Sunthal,
Yeah.
Tammy Burmeister,
Yes.
Ron Wittenberg. Ron Wittenberg. Ron Wittenberg,
Yes.
got in at the last time. Motion to accept has been approved.
Okay, thank you. That's going to take us now to our next item of business, which is a financial report of the Ogama that's none submitted. Okay, acceptance of commission reports. We have the Monosia Commission none submitted, Enrollment Commission none submitted. We have Gaming Commission for 2026 for May, and I'll entertain a motion to accept. Counselor Burmeister.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the Gaming Commission report for May of 2026.
or
Okay, I have a motion by Counselor Burmeister, supported by Counselor Wolf. Is anyone going to abstain? Is there any further discussion from council? Any from the membership? One more time for council. Hearing nothing, please do roll call.
Gary DiPiazza,
Yes.
Julie Wolf,
and
Connie Whitener.
Yes.
Misty Silvers is absent. Al Metzger, Sunthal,
Yeah.
Tammy Burmeister,
Yes.
Ron Wittenberg. Ron Wittenberg. Ron Wittenberg is,
Muted.
Yes.
oh. Great. Shannon Crampton,
Yes.
8 yeas. No nays. Motion passed.
Okay, thank you. That's going to take us down to the Health Commission, none submitted, Housing Commission, none submitted. That's going to take us to Natural Resource Commission for May 2026. I'll entertain a motion to accept. Counselor DiPiazza.
Make the motion to approve the Natural Resource Commission report for May 2026.
support.
Okay, a motion by Counselor DiPiazza, supported by Counselor Waitner. Is anyone going to abstain? Is there any further discussion from council? Anything from the membership? One more time for council. Hearing nothing, please do a roll call.
Julie Wolf,
And
Connie Whitener,
Yes.
Misty Silvers is absent. Al Metzger, Studenthal,
Yeah.
Tammy Burmeister,
Yes.
Ron Wittenberg,
Yes.
Shannon Crampton,
Yes.
Gary DiPiazza.
Yes.
Motion's passed.
Thank you. That's going to move us now to our next item of business, which is acceptance of committee minutes and other entities. We have the Little River Casino Report, Preference Report for May 2026. I'll entertain a motion to accept. Counselor Burmeister.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the May preference report from the Little River Casino Resort. I will read those numbers. Total is 700, native is 23, non-preference is 570, tribal member is 66, spouse 13, and descendant is 28.
Thank you. Do we have support?
Support.
All right. We have a motion by Counselor Burmeister, supported by Counselor Thal. Is anyone going to abstain? Is anybody going, is there any further discussion from council? Anything from the membership? One more time for council. Hearing nothing, please do roll call.
Connie Waitner,
Yes.
Misty Silvis is absent. Al Metzger, Studenthal,
Yeah.
Tammy Burmeister,
Yes.
Ron Wittenberg. Ron Wittenberg. Ron Wittenberg is mute. Shannon Crampton,
Yes.
Gary DiPiazza,
Yes.
Julie Wolf.
I finally got muted. Yes.
Thank you. Julie Wolf.
Yeah.
8-4. None against. Been approved.
Okay, next item we have is the Bisbayang Commission, and we have none submitted. Next is we have the Elders Committee for May 2026, and I'll entertain a motion to accept. Counselor Burmeister.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the Elders Committee meeting minutes for May 2026.
Support.
Motion by Counselor Burmeister, supported by Counselor Thal. Is anyone going to abstain? Is there any further discussion from council? Anything from the membership? One more time for council. Hearing nothing, please do a roll call.
Al Metzger, Studenthal.
Yeah.
Tammy Burmeister.
Yes.
Ron Wittenberg,
Yes.
Shannon Crampton,
Yes.
Gary DiPiazza,
Yes.
Julie Wolf.
Yeah.
Connie Waitner,
Yes.
Misty Silvis is absent. Has been approved. Or accepted.
Okay, thank you.
0-1.
Thank you. Then we'll move down to the next item of business, which is old business, which is rescind approval of resolution number 19-0626-173 for LRBOI to establish membership with MTerra and reapproval of resolution with new board members representing LRBOI on the MTerra board. That's Mr. Walters.
Thank you, Speaker. I do have a question on this. Are we using the original two resolutions or the single resolution that Ms. Frias sent us?
I am not sure.
I believe we're supposed to be using the approval of the Little River Band of Ottawa Indians to reestablish membership in the Midwest Tribal Energy Resource Association, which was the one Ms. Frias sent out earlier in the week. Well, late last week, I believe.
Do you have that one starting with rescinding the resolution?
Well, I've got that one, but I thought during the work
That's
session,
not the one that you're seeing though now.
the latest one is one I have from the council's legal, and that one started. It was simply to approve to reestablish the membership.
Okay.
I do have the old resolutions, but I believe during the work session, council requested to do with one resolution, which would be the reestablish that Ms. Frias just sent out.
Yes, would you guys like to postpone this until second opening, get the right one? Okay, well. Okay. So I entertain a motion to postpone. Counselor Wolf.
Make a motion to postpone item old business A, rescind approval of resolution 19-026-173 for LRB to establish membership with MTERA and reapproval of resolution with new board members representing LROB on the MTERA board. Second.
All right, motion by Counselor Wolf, supported by Counselor Waitner. Is anyone going to abstain? Is there any further discussion for council? Any from the membership? One more time for council. Hearing nothing, please do roll call.
Tammy Burmeister,
Yes.
Ron Wittenberg,
yes,
Shannon Crampton,
Yes.
Gary DiPiazza,
Yes.
Julie Wolf,
And
Connie Whitener.
Yes.
Misty Silvis is absent. Paul Metzger, yes. Sunthal.
Yeah.
Motion's passed, postpone the second.
Okay, thank you. Our next item of business is new business, and it's approval of data use agreement DUA with Great Lakes Intertribal Epidemiology Center and for the Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance Survey. And that's Ms. Steinberg.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What you have before you for consideration today is a data use agreement. It's a framework document between the Little River Band of Ottawa Indians and the Great Lakes Intertribal Epidemiology Center, who will be conducting a behavioral risk factor surveillance system survey. It will be a probability study, which means that our participants will be chosen at random. The participants will be 18 years and older. In the agreement, there's no waiver of sovereign immunity, and there is protection for the data. And the data disposition at the end at that of the agreement, there's an addendum that demonstrates that any data that they use, they will destroy. And any data that they don't use, they will send back to the tribe. And all ownership of the data will belong to us.
Thank you. Do you have any questions at this time? Counselor Thal.
Big question. Thank you for the email that you sent after the work session to help us. So any information that they don't use is going to be returned to the tribe.
Correct.
Okay, so is that going to identify people? I mean, what are we getting back and who's getting it?
In this survey, there will be no personal identifiers. The personal identifiers will be the mailing list to send the survey to the individuals that are selected randomly. The survey itself will not have personally identified information. What we'll get back is the aggregate data that is collected through that survey instrument. And then anything that they don't use, if there's a survey or a respondent that they don't use, that personal information will not be attached, and we'll just get the raw data back.
Okay.
And so we can use it for our own disposition or whatever.
Big watch.
You're welcome.
Counselor Burmeister.
Question, Jessica. How will we let our members know that they may randomly be picked? Are we going to post something on the tribe's website for that?
Yeah, and I sent, because there were questions raised at the work session yesterday, I sent a series of questions, which I will hand off to Counselor Metzger so he can put it in the record, regarding how those samples will happen. And to my knowledge, the membership will be given an advance postcard mailing that this is coming. And then as they do the probability sampling, which will be totally random, only those individuals that are selected will receive the survey. There was a question yesterday from Counselor Wolf, whether or not individuals will be able to opt out. I would think yes, they would be able to if they would choose to. And whatever, however many surveys are responded to, that would become the aggregate data that we would get in the report.
Do you have any further questions? Counselor Wolf.
Can you give a brief overview of the data that's going to be collected?
Sure. The data that's going to be collected is going to be predominantly dealing with chronic health conditions and behavioral health risk factors and health risk factors. So it's an assessment of where the health status will be of the respondents and the types of risks that are present in our community, health-wise and behavioral health-wise. And this survey is one thing we didn't talk about yesterday, but the survey itself is funded by the Indian Health Service through a cooperative agreement with the state of Michigan. And they have gone into a subaward with Great Lakes Intertribal Epidemiology Center, which is the epidemiology center that serves only the tribal interests here in our region. Most of the survey questions, Counselor Wolf, are going to be based on a rating system. I don't have the entire survey document with me, but one of the questions might be, in the past 6 months, have you experienced an episode that has caused you to go to the ER? And then you would respond, yes, no. So they're not like trying to get to the individual diagnostic information, if you will. It's more a broad survey of the types of risks that our folks have with their health.
Okay, thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
then for clarification, even though this is only Michigan, it's gonna encompass all tribal members, no matter where they.
As I understand it, in the probability survey, yes. So we'll have a picture of the entire, it'll be extrapolated for the population, not just for the tribal members in Michigan.
Thank you.
Counselor Wader.
Yeah, Jessica, I was just curious up here. Do you have an idea of how many are going to be mailed? I'm sure that it must be done by age categories so that you get a variety of ages and, you know, whether they're single, married, widowed, because those are all factors in health. So I'm just curious if do you have an estimate of how many will be mailed? So
Honestly, I don't have an estimate. I know that there was a percentage talked about between 10, 15, or 20% of the population as a whole. So if we look at the number of our population, that's not a huge number of respondents if we're looking at those percentages. And because it's a probability study, we're not going to direct it to single households or it's going to be directed, but probably by age group, 18 to whatever, but not necessarily based on head of household or something of that nature.
kind of curious. Should be good information when you receive it back. Thanks.
All right, any further discussion or questions? Counselor Wolf.
Timeline?
I do. Thank you, Councilor Wolf. Right now, we're in the finalization stage, which was the finalization of this agreement and then the types of questions that the tribe would like to have surveyed as part of our BRFIS data. And then the survey itself will actually start in August and through September. And then we'll get a report sometime between October and May of next year after they get everything analyzed and whatever they do with it.
So then when we get that final report, what is the timeline on the certificate of data disposition?
Once they conclude it, we should have that back when they do start the final report in October. They started. I mean, it'll probably be coming back in October. I would guess no later than November, because by then they will have collected it. They will have uploaded whatever they need, and then they'll probably have the disposition ready for us to send it back. But I can find that out for certain.
Thank you.
All right, any further questions? Well, I'm just going to restate my concerns. Yesterday you said that the list was going to be coming from enrollment.
I think that's the only list that we have of tribal citizens.
Well, here's my problem, and I expressed it yesterday, is that right now we are experiencing an OGMA and the executive department that is absolutely terrified of an enrollment audit and not allowing it to go forward. He gave his word through his attorney to our attorney that we can move forward. Then we went to move forward. Again, the third time he reached out and stopped it. Now you're asking council to send something forward saying that these are our members to an outside agency. I don't see how that's even possible.
Well, I'm certain that's above my pay grade. I guess I then, I might ask if I could get the list of adults that were provided a GWE payment back in December of 2023. Because that would have been a list of eligible members to receive it. if
That
that's
would be
possible.
all the members. That would be a payment to all the members. That wouldn't be saying that these members are members. This would be a payment to everybody on the list.
Well, I'm only asking for the adult population because they're not going to survey the children under this.
I understand that, but you're avoiding the question that I'm asking. Is council going to be saying that these are members of ours? We have no idea that they are.
Again, that's above my pay grade. I have no dog in that fight.
Okay, Council GPS.
I guess the question, is how is even per capita payment going out then? If that's your rationale, or this next payment that's coming up on the agenda, or even the last payment of per capita. How was that derived? Because you had to have a list of citizens out of enrollment to make that payment and this payment.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the answer to your question is that doesn't mean tribal council is confirming the membership list. This means it's making a payment. That's exactly what it says. This is saying that we are sending out members and we're confirming that these members are members when we have we know we have a big, huge enrollment problem. If it wasn't a problem, we would have had an audit about a year or two ago. But we can't have an audit. We're reaching the position where we're going to have litigation on the issue and start bringing in tribal news networks to let them know of the situation throughout Indian country. So this is an embarrassment. Counselor Whitner.
I guess I have to pose my concern. Are we setting double standards that we only utilize roles when it's necessary? In my opinion, if you are sending payments out and have been for the last how many years, how can we say that this list isn't correct? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me because as Susan said, she gave an enrollment list, she gave numbers. I mean, this is something that's going to benefit our people. Health information is so important to identifying things for our tribe. So to me, we're setting double standards. If we're not going to do this, then we should stop all payments until this is rectified. Because then we cease to exist. I mean, to me, it becomes just a double standard and a word game. We either do it or we don't. And let everything else work itself out in the course of nature. Thank you.
Thank you. And in response, it's a very simplified version okay. I did not interrupt you. Please do not interrupt me again. In response, that is not correct. And that would be, like she said, her opinion. That's not legal. What I'm speaking about is the legal angle of it. And if you've noticed, since the executive, it will not put forward an enrollment audit, they're now all of a sudden want to do a directory to name our members and this to confirm our members. But we can't have an audit to confirm that that's actually true. That's the part. And I don't think the members are fooled by the double talk up here. That's the part that will catch us.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate your concern. This BRFA study has, I think, been ancillary to those discussions, and it's part of a research project from Great Lakes Intertribal Epidemiology Center. And that's how they can solicit responses for their survey. And that's all we're asking is just the permission to go ahead and conduct the survey and have the data use agreement in place so it protects our interests, our tribe's interest in use of the data.
And we're not even sure that that's the actual truth, that that's our interest. That's what I'm saying. If you guys keep, I understand the mechanics of the process, and to keep going back there is a little bit disingenuous. What I'm talking about is at the end of the day, this is council saying, these are our members.
And again, that's outside my pay grade. That's outside my role and responsibility in this process.
Mhm.
That's something that you guys, as the council, have the authority to determine or not.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have any more discussion on this item? If not, I'll entertain a motion. Council DiPiazza.
Support.
I have a motion by Councilor DiPiazza, supported by Councilor Burmeister. Is anyone going to abstain? Is there any further discussion from council? Anything from the membership? Mrs. Andre.
Linda Andre, number 3211. I know that you probably got a lot more information in the work session, but I have a couple of questions. Who will get the report and what will be done with the information? What is the purpose of the information?
Thank you for those questions. I appreciate that, Linda. The report will come back to the tribe, and it will ultimately go to the tribal council and the Ogamas office. So that data will be absolutely shared with our elected representatives. And then as far as the use of the data, because there will be some aggregate information about really the health status of our population that can be used for future planning for health service delivery or whatever other priorities that the tribe might identify based on the results of the survey. And that's the use on this end. And on the other end, the aggregate report, which will not have any population, any specific personal identifiers, will demonstrate the health picture of the Little River Band. And that report will go back, will be shared with Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Indian Health Service. So some of the data will be utilized most likely in congressional budget report or budget requests to support the types of appropriations requests that are made in the IHS budget.
Okay, I don't know who this is, but the end number 409.
Hello, it's Carly DeVerney, tribal member. Can you hear me?
Barely.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Can you hear me now? Sounds funny. But can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My question is, when they do these surveys, their outline members are barely even recognized in these surveys. Are they going to go out to the outline members, and what's it going to matter? What does it matter to the outline tribal members if the survey is only going to go to Michigan people? I mean, no disrespect, please. We just want to know, because outline members usually don't receive the surveys. So any surveys that have come up has always gone and stayed in Michigan. And I'm in Wisconsin, and I just wanted to know, will these surveys be for all outline members? Because we have members all over the United States. And I'm sure if they were included, they would like to know these things. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. DeVerney, for asking that question. Because this is going to be a probability study, the selectees will be random. And as I understand it, they will be randomly selected from the entire population, wherever the population resides. The aggregate report itself is probably just going to be that. It's going to be a snapshot of the total answers that are received in the particular questions that are surveyed. They will probably not, because the nature of the survey, there probably won't be an outlying says this or 9 county and et cetera says that. It'll just be a snapshot of the total population. So I don't know how many may go out in the outlying area, just like I don't know how many may go out in the state. But it's going to be a random selection. Does that kind of answer your question?
I just wanted to know for sure, you know, because we, like I said, the outline numbers, every time there was a survey that's done, was never included. And surely, I'm sure outline numbers would like to have a chance to answer questions if it passes. If it doesn't pass, that's fine with me also.
Okay.
Just a question, and get us included in some of these things that's going on. We tribal members outline have been disregarded for a long time. So please, if there's a way that we can do this, please do.
Thank you. And I'll advocate for that position on behalf of the outline members. I have no problem doing that.
Thank you.
Mr. Huddleston.
Thank you, Speaker. Mark Huddleston, 3230. Excuse me. What benefits do we expect or can we expect to get from this survey?
Thank you for the question, Mr. Huddleston. I think the benefit's going to be that there will be a little more refinement on some of the needs of the members and some of the types of conditions that the members are experiencing with their health, with behavioral health. And I think that is definitely beneficial to our elected representatives as they go forward and implement strategic plans and appropriate monies to provide services. So I think that will be the benefit.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any further questions? Well, just listening to what's been said, I guess my question would be, how are we going to do this if we want the results to be honest and fit to our tribe? Because that's what the report is actually for, is to custom fit it to our tribe, or we could just use somebody else's information if we don't custom fit it to our tribe. The problem that we have is that Manistee, like most reservations, was put on hazardous ground. And the area of Manistee is an epicenter for cancer throughout the state of Michigan. So how would we do this if we're going to better serve our whole tribe when we have a study of people? If the majority are coming from Manistee, you're going to see cancer-related diseases. It's going to be skewed.
I think, Mr. Speaker, I appreciate that question. I believe with the probability sampling, it's not going to be just Manistee. But one of the things that Recorder Metzger asked me yesterday is if we could add information to try to capture a snapshot of cancer risk for our people, and then also PFAS exposure. And I have put that request forward to Glitzy to have them include that, because I think globally, where tribal citizens are forced to reside in our collective history, a lot of those lands have been contaminated and overworked and have increased the cancer risk regardless of where they reside. So I've asked for that question to be included in the survey document.
Well, I think that Manistee, I think just for the membership's consumption, it was just an industrial town. It's like a big causeway that was nothing but industrial town. So you have a paper plant, and I think one time there was a coal plant or something like that. Oil, all kinds of things. And you have most of it was farmland around here. So you have the ground covering with pesticides and all kinds of chemicals. I mean, it's a hazardous place. I mean, when I come I can tell you the line, because when I come right through from Bear Lake there's a stone house on the right-hand side, just as you start to come over the hill to this place. That stone house, as soon as you open your window, you can smell natural gas and all kinds of chemicals. And when you leave here, that's where you can start to smell normal air again. So just so the members understand, the air here is totally different than any other place in that I found.
And I think that's why it's really important for our natural resource department to regulate a lot of the things that happen on the lands and waters and the air on our reservation territories here in Mason County. Because we know historically that this whole west side of the state was industrialized. I mean, if we look back even from the 1800s forward, lumbering was very big here. I would hazard a guess that half of Manistee Lake has submerged lumber in it, and it's probably disintegrating and creating acid-based balance problems. But I appreciate your comments.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to comment, the speaker is correct. We had a lot of industrial, companies within our areas across the water that over a period of time, many have shut down and cleaned up and so on and so forth. But if you do a Google search, you'll find that Grand Rapids and Menominee, Upper Peninsula, places like Saginaw, Midland are the hotspots for the highest rates of cancer. So I think that even though we probably do have a higher rate in some areas with certain types, depending on population, the ones that come up are some of the big areas. I was really surprised when I looked it up and saw Menominee. I thought, Upper Peninsula, how can that be? But I think further research and I think that's why one of these surveys is an excellent idea, because these are things that we don't know. So that'll give us something to work with for our area. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate your presentation. I find it very interesting and very helpful. We just touched on the cancer thing, but there are other illnesses that affect Native Americans deeply: alcoholism, diabetes, fentanyl use, so we're looking at all that. You still got lead paint out there that are in some tribal houses. I mean, on older reservations, lead paint still in tribal houses. The wells haven't been capped, so there's a possibility of contaminated water. There's a whole lot of issues that the Anishinaabes have faced, and diseases and other things that have come our way. And I'm all for this. I think it'll give us a good tool to look ahead and to start really do some serious planning on the health condition of our people. I was gonna ask, how, I hear that, where are the questionnaires, or they're gonna be sent to proportionately? What is the population in our reservation area? 25%?
Without having the data in front of me, I really don't want to hazard a guess.
Yeah.
I like to
Well,
read from data.
No, but I'm gonna assume that we have about 75% outside of Manistee. Our
That's a good
reservation
assumption.
boundaries, so I'd feel like if you could push that for more
I will
outside.
absolutely push that.
All right, Miigwech, I'm good. Yeah, Pennsylvania County and so.
Council Thel.
Could, we have permission to use that survey? I mean, they're just gonna be sending it out to a portion of our membership. What if we, send it out to everyone afterwards or something, if they have really good questions, if we find that data is, valuable, I'm just thinking, would we have to have permission to use that survey?
I'll ask that question, but I'll advocate as well that the survey questions that we're going to formulate for our population, and there's a huge list, probably belong to us, and we should be able to use them going forward.
Yeah.
So I'll advocate for that position.
Miigwech.
Is there any further discussion? Okay, If not, please do roll call.
Susan Thal,
Yeah.
Tammy Burmeister.
Yes.
Ron Wittenberg,
Yes.
Shannon Crampton,
No.
Gary DiPiazza,
Yes.
Julie Wolf,
Yeah.
Connie Whitener,
Yes.
Misty Silvis is absent, Al Metzger, 7 in favor, 1 against, 1 absent, motion passed.
Thank you. I appreciate the support.
Thank you. Okay, that's going to move us down to our next item of business, which is approving the tribal council speaker to execute agreements for the 2026 Jingtamuk. Geez, thank you. Okay. I'll entertain a motion on the item. As I think the item is pretty much self-explanatory. Councilor Metzger.
Yes, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve tribal council speaker to execute agreement for the 2026 Jingdamuk.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilor Metzger, supported by Councilor Thole. Is anyone going to abstain? Is there any further discussion from the council? Anything further from the members? One more time for council. Hearing nothing, please do roll call.
Shannon Crampton,
Yes.
Gary DiPiazza. Gary DiPiazza. Gary DiPiazza is absent. Julie Wolf,
Put that off. Did you include our monthly one?
no.
Yeah.
Motion.
At this time, I'd like to withdraw my motion
Okay.
and to restate it.
Okay, please do.
This time, I'm looking for approval for resolution 260617-084, approving the tribal council speaker to execute agreement for the 2026 Jingdamuk.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilor Metzger, supported by Councilor Thole. Is anybody going to abstain? Any further discussion? Anything from the membership? Lee Iverson, I believe that's Lee Iverson.
Good morning. Thank you, Speaker. What's the rationale for allowing just the Speaker to approve and execute the agreements for the Jingtamuk? Does this mean that any of the individual agreements will not be adopted by Tribal Council as a whole?
I do believe they still have to be ratified after they're negotiated and, oh no, this is going for an execution. So no, it would be the execution, yes. And the rationale is the Ogama has waived his right to. Mrs. Iverson?
So they will not come before Tribal Council to approve.
They are. That's what it says when you execute. We're ratifying. The double language that's been going on around here, there's some, I ran across a resolution the other day that I showed to legal, and it said in the title, I think it was from 2006, 2007, ratifying a contract and authorizing the Ogama to execute it. When you ratify a contract, you're giving permission for it to be executed. So there's no purpose for double language. I think that everybody around here has gotten the process kind of wrong. So when it says execute, that's council's ratifying. You're giving your permission.
So all of the contracts have already come onto tribal council agenda for approval, and you're just now just executing the prior agreements?
Counselor Wolf.
So just for a little bit of clarification, in 2017, Tribal Council adopted a master service agreement. That is the contract that's being used by resolution 1707-119-248. Tribal Council adopted a master service agreement for tribal event. All the key head staff are under that dollar amount threshold of $2,000. So they're eligible to use this in ratification. In this specific resolution, it names the two individuals that we're asking that need approval by tribal council for their contracts that are over that $2,000 amount. And that's for the host and co-host drum. Does that help?
It does. So that from 2017 is your standing agreement, and you're now giving the authority to the speaker to execute it. Is that what I am understanding?
For all of the key staff and head staff of the powwow. And then the specific resolution names the two that need authorization over that $2,000 amount. The co-host and the host drum.
So the individuals in the agreement right now, is it for the 2,000 or is it over the 2,000?
It includes both of them. Those under the 2,000 that don't need to be brought forward back for tribal council for ratification. And the two that are over the dollar amount that are specifically named in the resolution.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any other discussion? Counselor Burles.
Just a question on the last whereas on the first page of the resolution. I know that it says that the Ogama has approved tribal council to negotiate and execute agreements. Should that be also in the title, to negotiate and execute agreements, given the speaker? So I'm thinking approving the tribal council speaker to negotiate and execute agreements for the 2026 Jinktamang. Should that be the same in both of those or no? Just a question.
Covered under the memo that's attached. I don't think it needed to be in the.
Just wanted to make sure. Thank you, Councilor Wolf.
Mrs. Frias.
Sorry, I didn't mean to raise my hand. Apologies.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, and if you look back, it's consistent with all the other ones too, so. Is there any further discussion on the item? If not, please do roll call.
Tammy Burmeister,
No.
Ron Wittenberg,
Yes.
Shannon Crampton,
Yes.
Gary DiPiazza,
Howie.
Julie Wolf,
Eh,
Connie Waitner,
yes.
Misty Silvis is absent. Al Metzger, Sudenthal.
Yeah.
6 in favor, 2 against, 1 absent. Motion is passed. The approved report.
Okay, thank you. That's going to take us on to our next item of business, which is overriding the Ogama's veto of the Tribal Council's Resolution 260610-069, revised approval of supplemental appropriation 2026-04 to fund the 2026 Tribal General Welfare Economic Hardship Stimulus Payment in the amount of $19,500,000. And do we have any questions? That's Mr. Pringle.
Thank you, council and membership via Zoom. Whereas tribal council is authorized under Article 5, Section 5C of the Constitution to override the veto of the Ogama by affirmative vote of 6 of the 9 tribal council members. And whereas the Constitution under Article 5, Section 5C commands that the tribal council override the tribal Ogama's veto, the tribal Ogama shall sign the resolution, which shall become law notwithstanding the tribal Ogama's objections. Whereas the Ogama vetoed Tribal Council's Resolution 26-610-069 and returned the veto to Tribal Council with his objections on June 17th of 2026. It's now therefore resolved that the Tribal Council, a Little River Band of Ottawa Indians here, has reconsidered the action adopting Resolution 26-610-069. Revised approval of the supplemental appropriation 2026-04 to fund the 2026 Tribal General Economic Hardship Stimulus Payment in the amount of $19,500,000.
Okay, thank you. And I forgot to mention, yes, we did receive a veto of the $5,000 from the Ogama this morning. So I'll entertain a motion on the item if there's no more questions. Councilor Thal.
Yes, I would like to make a motion to approve resolution 26-0617-085. Overriding the Ogama veto of the Tribal Council's resolution 26-0610-069. Approval of revised supplemental appropriation 2026-04 to fund the 2026 Tribal General Welfare Economic Hardship Stimulus Payment in the amount of $19,500,000. 26-0617-085.
Or
Okay, a motion by Councilor Thal, supported by Councilor Wolf. Is anybody going to abstain? Is there any further discussion from council? Anything from the membership? One more time for, sorry. Ogama Romanelli.
Okay,
You're
I'm
coming in really low.
am I, okay, I'll try and get a little closer. Okay, I thought you mentioned $5,000. If I'm understanding this correctly, the veto that I sent in this morning to the Tribal Council was to veto number 260610069. Is that the intent of this action, is to override that only? Because I see revoting on supplemental program. I'm not sure what that means. I thought you would take a vote to override the Ogama's veto.
We are.
Oh, okay. That's all we're doing. Okay, thank you.
The following item is the backup item.
Okay. So the vote will be on overriding the Ogama's veto. Thank you.
Yes. Ms. Signac.
Yes, I thought the Ogama only had 7 days in which to complete the veto. If it was received today, I believe that's outside the 7-day time limit. Miigwech.
No, that would be right on the timeline. Ogama Romanelli.
Thank you. The fact of the matter is the Ogama did not receive the paperwork until yesterday about noon. So I've had it less than 24 hours when I vetoed it. Thank you.
Well, I apologize because I did agree with the Ogama on that, and I did actually put that out to the membership on Facebook, but that was not the case. What we had found out was that, yes, the original paperwork with the GWE was sent last Wednesday. The second portion, the closed session and second half of Tribal Council meeting was what was sent Wednesday. We have stuff back that was sent Wednesday returned to our office. So the stuff that was in first open, which included the GWE payment, was sent last Wednesday.
And I believe the chief of staff responded back and said that's absolutely incorrect.
Oh, I understand she did, but you couldn't have sent back the other resolutions if you hadn't got the first packet.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Signac.
Yes, I also would like to remind the membership that our OGMA has a tribal assistant, his assistant, and she should be doing her job and making sure the information gets there. I'm so tired of hearing him whine about not getting information when his assistant should be overseeing that and making sure it happens properly. Again, I just think this goes back to his poor management skills. Miigwech.
I'm not going to disagree, and from now on, council will be sending everything email to the Ogama's office, as this is not the first time that that has happened. Mrs. Moneyhead.
Miigwech, I have a question for the Ogama, please. I'm wondering with this veto and his persistence in standing on this veto, what his alternative plan is to help take care of our people, which is his responsibility according to our Constitution. Looking out for our well-being, knowing that we are suffering because we are begging for help out here. I would like to know what his alternative plan is to help us survive. Miigwech.
Thank you. Ogama Romanelli.
Yes. I sent an alternative plan or idea to the council when I vetoed it. I must say I will no longer be answering Dawn Moynihan since the time that she sent the very filthy email about me and to me, or at least about me. So I will no longer be answering her directly. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to point out that's a past action. She was very cordial today. Ms. Moneyhead.
Miigwech. Whatever. I'll invite one of our other members to ask the same question to the same person. The question is a valid question. I am not arguing, fighting, cussing, screaming, making accusations. If one person can't separate, something that happened how long ago, from what's happening right now, that's not a me problem. So I'll stop there before this changes tone. Miigwech.
Thank you. Alderman Romanelli.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago, and I stand by my statement. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Just to reiterate for the membership, I just wanted to put some things forward. This is the letter that we received from Mr. Romanelli today, and it says, I'm vetoing resolution 26-0610-069 for several reasons. First, we do not have an agreement in place for the 2026 government budget, and the resolution refers to a continuing budget throughout the resolution. Because of that, I can accept using $7.9 million from the general fund. That is outrageous. And you give your members, your employees a raise out of the general fund, but you can't, just because of wordsmithing, you can't help the members. Secondly, I just received a resolution yesterday, we just established was not true. I understand that the 4 dissenting voters have put together a resolution. We do not have a resolution. There has not been any turned in, and this is the first time that's turned up for work this week. So there is no resolution by the other council members. Mr. Romanelli received that last Wednesday, and to not let the members have help because you have a pissing match over a budget. And it says, again, I think this was rolled out in a fashion that was inexcusable and upset the membership. Absolutely not. The membership were the ones begging for it. There was 2 work sessions, and you are the only thing that is upsetting the membership. Olga Romanelli. I got you.
Thank you. I'm not going to get into what you call a pissing match. I think the problem is that you are arguing with the courts about what they prescribed, and you now have it in an appeal process. I'm also not arguing the point about who upset the membership. You know as well as I do that the Ogama was not part of this, nor was the CFO. Had you done that, you would have known that what you prescribed was nearly impossible. So I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to get into this today. I'll tell the membership that I will communicate through the legitimate website, which is the Little River Band of Ottawa Indians website over the next week, rather than getting back and forth here. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, you can put your stories out instead of actually talking in front of the membership. That's what we're used to. Mrs. Andre.
Linda Andre, 3211. The back and forth stuff is really upsetting. So if somebody, the discussion of what went on, what didn't go on, who received what is all not important to this resolution that you're working on. But I would like to ask the Ogama to say what it was that his alternate plan. Thank you.
Ogama Romano.
Thank you. Yes, my alternate plan was to utilize the online gaming tax money, which would be the bulk of it, I think, and I'm not sure what the amount is at this time, but to use that only, not get into the general fund. And I think that was where I stood before. If we get into the general fund, I have concerns again with the budget. So my suggestion is to utilize the online gaming tax only. And I'm not sure what that amount is. It should come out to about 3,400 to 3,900 only. But if we keep going down this road, and I said that I should be able to assure the membership that they could receive that money approximately July 15th. I've talked to the CFO, and that could be probably done around July 15th. There's a lot going on. If we continue down the road that we're going, I would have to move that date out. So that's my proposal. Use the online gaming tax, get it prepared, and we could probably get it out to members by July 15th approximately. Thank you.
Before I get to Council Metzger, I just want to get out something that Mr. Romanelli did put out to the membership that was absolutely false. He said the council did not talk to the accounting. Council talked to accounting twice before this program was ever initiated.
Okay. You didn't ask false questions.
Yes, I did.
No, I don't believe you asked about how much money.
Mr. Romanelli, you were not there. You were not on the phone call. I have the phone call recorded. Please stop lying.
And I would ask you to stop calling me a liar.
No, then don't lie. Mrs. Moneyhan.
Miigwech, Speaker. I just want to say with 40 people in this Zoom and whoever may be in the chambers with you all there as witnesses, this is exactly why I say the things that I do when I get so angry. I get vulgar, I get nasty, I get vindictive, because this is inexcusable. This one man has so much power that 3,000 plus people are going to be left to suffer because he wants to play back and forth politics with our lives. And at every turn, we're told there's nothing we can do about it. What did he expect was going to come from the rest of us? I'm loud, I'm bold, I'm Anishinaabe. That's who we are. Our people are a matriarchy. And I'd like to remind all of our people about that. That is our ancestry. That's not something we pick and choose. That's where we come from. And look at how we treat our women. Look at how he treats our women. Our women come and ask for help, and this is his response. Not just me. There was one we had a Quay at the podium a minute ago, echoed my question. What is the backup plan? And we get more and more excuses, more and more back and forth, more and more personal this, personal that. This shouldn't be personal. This is his job. These are our people. We're supposed to be a family, whether we like each other or not. We are in for some really hard times right now. The food supply is running out. It's not going to be about money soon. It's going to be about finding it because it's not growing. Farm fields are being destroyed all over the planet just because of the climate crisis, the weather situation, before we even get into the politics and the economics. It's not about money. It's about taking care of each other so that we continue to survive what's happening. And what's going on in here right now is not how it's going to happen, because if one man is allowed to hold so much power that he can allow 3,000 plus of us to starve out here because he doesn't want to play nice in the sandbox. So to all of you who are tribal members and in this meeting today, I'm going to ask you to please turn your eyes to the executive branch and take a long, hard look at who's sitting there and what powers we have as tribal members to remove him. What powers we have as tribal members to request of our council to remove him. We deserve better than this. Every single one of us, no matter our problems, no matter what problems are brought to us, I don't care how much fighting and back and forth, we're still human. We're still family. We're still a tribe. And we need to start acting like one. Miigwech.
Thank you. We have a long queue, so I'm going to start with Councilor Metzger.
Miigwech. I've been wondering about this for quite a while. What constitutes the general fund? Think about that, people. And this would be a question to the Ogama. What's the difference between the operating budget and the general fund? I didn't ask you, ma'am.
Do you want him to answer?
I asked him a direct question. What's the
Okay.
difference between the
Please
general
unmute the
fund
Ogama.
and the operating fund?
Well, he has to be unmuted to answer. So please unmute the Ogama.
Thank you. I just got unmuted. The difference is one is the total amount of money in the general fund. The operating budget is a part of that we utilize to run the government.
So all you have access to is the operating fund, is that correct?
I don't think it could be put that simplistic, no.
Who has fiducial responsibility under our constitution, sir?
Well, it would be the tribal council.
And are your duties day-to-day management of the tribe?
Yes.
And that would fall under the operating budget, is that correct?
Again, it can't be that simplistic. Again, when someone says one person can make this change, that's incorrect as well. There are 4 people on the council and the Ogama. There are 5 people.
Actually, I think
Okay.
I'm highly educated.
Well, I'm not going to argue that point.
To say it ain't that simple. I think we have a lot of tribal members that are highly educated and can understand it. I've been looked down for quite a while for the last 20 years. I ain't gonna handle that no more.
I'd like to call a
I
question.
am an educated person, so please, can you answer my question?
I believe I did.
You were not recognized and it was in the middle of somebody else talking. You can't interrupt somebody
Call a
else.
question.
Nope, we're not calling the question because you're interrupting somebody else's cue. You cannot interrupt somebody else's cue. You can make the motion, but you can't interrupt to recognize cue. That's absolutely true.
Well, the question is out there. The tribal members can chew on it for themselves. Miigwech.
Okay, we have a cue. And next is Council DiPiazza. No, not when you can't interrupt another council member when they've been. Listen. Yeah, you've been recognized. Please utilize it. He's calling the question. Okay. He called the question. Okay, this is on the beat. Well, you definitely lose. Councilor Metzger, please go.
Julie Wolf. Connie Whitener,
No.
Misty Silvis. Misty Silvis is absent. Al Metzger, yes. Susan Thal,
Yeah.
Tammy Burmeister.
No.
Ron Wittenberg,
Yes.
Shannon Crampton,
Yes.
Gary DiPiazza.
Howie,
5 in favor, 4 against, 1 absent. Motion failed.
Okay, thank you. We're moving down to the next item of business, which, just as a coincidence, the Ogama has just told the membership that he agrees with the amount to give out to the rebate. The whole time council rolled this out, this was the plan in the first place. The original amount, the $5,000 was suggestion from Councilor Wolf and wanted to get you more. That was awesome that she did that. We weren't expecting such a kickback from the executive. But if you heard from the Ogama himself that he would approve the rebate itself. The rebate itself is not $3,400. It's going to be $3,900 per member. And that's what the next one is. And it's not a resolution from the 4 council members. We don't have any motion from or a resolution from the 4 council members. It hasn't been turned in. This one has been ready and waiting. It's ready to go. This is exactly the rebate. And it would be $3,900 to each member. Mr. Pringle. Oh, there's no questions yet. We haven't even got the item going.
All right, we're looking for a resolution approval of supplemental appropriation 2026-5 to fund the 2026 tribal general welfare economic hardship stimulus payment in the amount of $15,250,000. That should be resolution 260617 8086. Whereas Tribal Council has received certification of available funds from the online gaming tax reimbursement 2026-15 from the accounting department signed by the controller. Whereas a supplemental appropriation of funds from online gaming tax reimbursement fund will require a modification to the June continuing budget for fiscal year 26. Now therefore resolved that the Tribal Council of Little River Band of Ottawa Indians hereby approves a modification to the June continuing budget for the tribal government's fiscal year 2026 to include an appropriation of $15,250,000 from the online gaming tax reimbursement account to fund the 2026 tribal general welfare economic hardship stimulus payment. It's further resolved that the supplemental appropriation shall be allocated in the June continuing budget for the tribal government fiscal year 26 as follows. Program 1000, which is the general fund, under budgetary line item 5204, which is client services, under subcategory 996, which is the 2026 GWE for $15,250,000. It's further resolved that all unspent GWE funds will be returned to the online gaming reimbursement fund.
Okay, thank you. Now we have questions from Mr. Pringle. I think Councilor Whitner was first.
I just need to clear up some misconceptions. When this first came about a few weeks ago, I do believe the speaker spoke to somebody in accounting. I did not. I don't know about the other counselors. I finally went down and spoke with accounting personally because I wanted to know the impact it would have on the tribe, which I stated for the record 2 weeks ago. I also stated for the record at that point in time that I would highly support a GWE payment if in fact it came out of the tax, not our general fund. Operating funds and general funds are basically the same thing. It's a flow through. And I said that again last week. And lo and behold, now all of a sudden, they're bringing this forward, which I appreciate. But I'd like to say my constituents reached out to me over the last couple of weeks and highly supported us doing a resolution to support the taxation from 2025, which is a little bit less than this amount, but that's neither here nor there. So yes, in fact, we do have a resolution that's been available since last week. We chose not to bring it forward until the Ogama did the legal thing, which was veto the last action. With that being said, we could have brought our resolution forward. Lo and behold, all of a sudden, we have a brand new resolution that's brought to our attention this morning So there's more to the story than you're hearing. But we have stated for the record over and over that we do support a GW. I would like to see 50% of our tax go into an account to be allocated towards GWE payments in the future, even with a card so that they could access X amount every month or put a certain amount every month. But it's going to take us time to build that fund up. We just can't arbitrarily spend millions of dollars without having a plan in place that helps our people long term. So yes, I'm in support of this, but there's much more of the story than everybody's hearing. I highly recommend you reach out to other people and find out the truth. Thank you.
Thank you. Just for the membership's consumption, if you're at the first work session, then you understand that the first resolution is what we have before us. Again, at that work session, Councilor Wolf wanted to get the members more money. So we're returning to the original one at the first work session. So no, this wasn't just made up. What's happening is you're having the Ogama and his 4 council members trying to run in and create a different story. The ultimate goal here is just to help the membership. You can tell all the stories you want. I really don't care. Just get the members some money. Now we'll go to Councilor DiPiazza. Were you next?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we did have a resolution prepared, but we had to kind of wait for the action to be taken by the Ogama to veto. Unfortunately, the certification of funds that I requested was only about $14 million. So we did have some money flow in. That's why it's at 15 and a quarter. So that was prepared. It was ready to bring forward. So and I've said I can not in good faith take any money out of the cash on hand, which is cash on hand, with no budget in play and everything else that was going on. So I was in support of taking it out of the online gaming tax. So, everybody still wants to argue and fight over it. Who, what, where. If you want the feather in your cap, go ahead. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not about that. So I don't know what the argument is really about anymore. Put it on, vote it up, give it out. I'm a human being too. I have bills. I can spend that just as well as anybody else. So that's it.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Point of order. Okay. Mr. Moneyhead. Oh, I'm sorry. Counselor, is that a counselor? Is that Counselor Wittenberg? No. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll go to Ms. Moneyhead.
Miigwech, my question is actually for Mr. Pringle. I'm wondering if he could please explain to our membership those 2 accounts that everybody's fighting over. When and how do those replenish themselves? I know that the money comes and it goes. Could you please explain to us about each of those 2 accounts, how they replenish and how often? Miigwech.
What accounts are we specific? Are you talking the online gaming? You talking general fund? You're talking?
There's the 2 accounts, the one that was the Ogama vetoed taking money from it, and then the one that Counselor Waitner just said nobody had a problem with. Those 2 accounts.
The online gaming tax reimbursement is a reimbursement of taxes from the state that comes through online gaming, profits from online gaming, the taxation of the profitable online gaming. That comes monthly. That's correct. That normally shows up. I got an email from the controller saying that normally shows up in the second week of every month. And that's why this 15-2 is a little larger than the last time we discussed it, because a check just showed up last week.
Mm-hmm.
And the general fund is continuously replenishing and depleting funds on an ongoing basis. Money gets spent out of there, both through the operating funds and then it gets replenished. And then all of our grants are held in a special revenue account, a different account. There is a meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock to go through January of 2026 financials. Anybody that has any questions probably should start attending those financial presentations, and you'll have a much better understanding of the financial status of the tribe. Thank you, Don.
Are you through, Ms. Monahan?
Miigwech, Mr. Pringle, that was wonderful explanation. I won't be able to attend your meeting. I'll be working tomorrow. Are those meetings recorded? Is that something we can come back and watch later?
Yes,
And those are found on our website?
that's at this moment, no.
How would I go about finding the recordings for those meetings? I'd like to start watching those, please.
Okay, when we accept the report, it'll be online. Then that's recording the report.
Right now, the reports that are available are through November of 2025. December's hasn't been accepted yet. In this January 26th won't be accepted probably till next week.
All right, Mrs. DeVerney.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir. And I thank you again. I thank you and council members that had voted for the tribal members. And it always worried me that when the Ogama and his people give themselves a raise and deny the tribal members their rightful places. That's terrible. He shouldn't have they should get no raise at all until the people are taken care of. Considering we have a 50-50 split, we should be able to have money. But I just wanted to say thank you very much. I wasn't asking for anything. I just wanted to say thank you guys very much for passing this. We appreciate it. And the funds will be used to pay bills. Thank you. I don't have any more questions. Thank you.
Thank you. I had two questions. On the late ad D, it shows on my agenda 19.5. Now I understand that has been corrected or changed to 15,250, 15,250,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then I have a question for Mr. Pringle. Mr. Pringle, when you contacted the CFO, did you inquire about the amount, the total amount, and then the amount that was encumbered?
For online gaming?
No, in the general fund. There was 60 million encumbered out of the 90 million. Did you
That would have been a past resolution, Ogama. I don't think it has anything to do with it.
And the rebate's restricted.
Right. It does have something to do with this.
No, it doesn't.
I wasn't talking to you.
Unless you mismade so badly that you're using the interest off that account to pay for some of your budget.
I appreciate not being interrupted. I was talking to the comptroller, asking a simple question.
Last week I received an email stating the dollar amounts available in the online gaming was $15,287,000. That's what an email from you called her the CFO. As far as I know, she's the controller unless she's been promoted. She's the controller. And based upon that, I asked for a certification of funds last week and she sent it to me for $15,250,000.
Okay, and you did not ask about the encumbered funds, correct?
It's in a restricted account. Oh,
I am not talking to you, Speaker. I am talking to the comptroller.
I don't care who you're talking to. And watch your mouth or you'll be cut off.
You cut me off every time anyway. So if it doesn't go your way, it's games. And I'm telling you, this is not
plays games and you're a horrible manager. That's the game. Mrs. Andre.
Linda Andre, 3211. Um, I have several things to talk about. I have trouble hearing some of you when you're away from the microphone. Julie, is a little hard to understand. If you could, talk closer. One of the grandfather's teachings is respect. And I'm embarrassed by some of the things that are being said. And I think that that needs to be respected. The teachings need to be respected. And the other thing I wanted to say is, please quit bringing things up. Let's just vote and let's do a compromise. I mean, compromise is something that we can't seem to do, or haven't been able to do, but please just do it.
Thank you. And just for the membership, I'd just like you to watch the previous council. This council is 100% more in tune with our teachings. The last council was shutting people off, throwing them out, arguing with their elders. When our elders asked questions, they would ignore them and just look at them. This is 100% improvement from the last council. Now, do we have any more questions?
Catherine Vance, 3993. I just want to stand up and say that, people right now are hungry. The prices of food is outrageous. The minimum income requirements, they have not raised. So people are getting cut off from their food stamps now. As they say, you have to work to get food stamps, and I live on the reservation and it's getting pretty bad up there. I mean, I do commodities, thank God that we have commodities there. But they're not lifting nothing up in income requirements for people to get help. They're denying them on everything. If you could take a look at that, it's just sad to see that our Ogama sits up here and argues, back and forth it's disrespectful. And I just don't understand, why is he still even here as our Ogama? I mean, I hear a lot that's going on and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. Well, why would we have somebody here running our tribe that is being accused of embezzlement, fraud, and everything else? Why is he still here? He ain't doing nothing for us. What does it take to get rid of him, to get him out of our tribe? He sits with a pocket full of money. He don't care. He could care less what the members go through. Does he ever come out? I don't never see him come out on the reservation or, come and check things out. Houses sitting there that ain't forever, people are homeless, need homes. These houses are just sitting there, nothing's being done with them. That it's crazy how things are going in this tribe. It looks like our tribe, we get bad comments on our tribe, really. It's disgusting to go out into public and hear that, and like I tell them, I said, I feel just like you do because I don't get no help neither. They don't help us. And we're the members. If it wasn't for the members, we wouldn't have a tribe. So they need to stop arguing back and forth with each other and get something accomplished. Do something for our members for one time. So that.
Thank you. Mrs. Ross.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The problem that we are having kind of goes directly to you, Larry. part of the whole. You're just looking at part of it. You're not looking at the whole. You've given the employees in the casino a raise, a cost of living raise, which I have no problem with. But what about the rest of our family? We are a family because we are a tribe. What happens to the rest of them? What happens to the people that are homeless? What happens to the people who cannot eat? What happens to those that are out there struggling? Why can't they have part of the funds from the GWE? Why take it away from those that need it most? You're giving the cost of living raise to people that have jobs. They work every day. They can do what they need to do. But what about those people that do not? Why aren't you thinking about them? I know you say that it's all about the budget and you don't want to give the money from the general welfare fund because it's going to put the tribe in some kind of disarray later on in the year. Well, it didn't seem like there was a problem giving the cost of living raise. Same thing in my book, apples to apples. But still, you didn't do that. You know, when you look at our tribe, we are supposed to be the family. You, Larry, are supposed to be the leader of the family. But all you are doing is tearing the family apart. Why is this? Why are you doing this? I go and I've seen all the budget meetings. I know how much money we have. And to add that little addition on to make it the 15.9 to give to the membership isn't going to hurt us. Be fair and be honest. If anybody goes to those budget meetings, they see what's going on. There's money left over here and there and everywhere. People aren't spending as much in their budgets as they were, but where's that money going? It can't go back to the people. Can you explain to me and tell me why not? Why is that not a possibility? Why are you withholding funds from the people? Why are you making them suffer? And you are making them suffer. That is so wrong on so many levels. So many levels. I mean, what if the shoe were on the other foot? What if it was you? Because something could happen tomorrow and it could be you. Just something to think about. Miigwech.
Okay, we have a lengthy queue and I'm going to get to the next person, Mr. Huddleston.
Where?
Mark Huddleston, 3230. I was wondering if this online gaming rebate is in with the PNC account.
What's the name of the beach? The Thompson.
Delia, you need to turn your mic off.
I'm trying.
What was your question?
Are the online gaming funds from the tax rebate in a PNC account?
I do believe almost everything is transferred over to PNC. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Why does that matter, Mr. Huddleston?
I'm speaking, please.
Yeah, and I'm asking you a question.
Why does it matter?
Yes.
Well, it's a question I had between the general fund and PNC account. If they were separate.
Mr. Pringle.
The tribe has an exclusive agreement to use PNC Bank for all of our banking.
Thank you.
Yep.
And then I didn't hear in the resolution when this money might be dispersed.
What's that?
I didn't hear in the resolution the timing of the release of the money.
And that's it's something I'm going to check into because I have a sneaky feeling that the interest is probably you getting you budget. We haven't adopted any resolution yet, but this date of the 15th, there's no reason to wait for the membership, have to wait till July 15th. Unless the Elgama is using the interest off the budget to try and for shore up his budget, which I will be checking into.
Okay, thank you. And then I had one other question that's for the Ogama. I was wondering if he was going to veto this or let it go through. That may help in the getting this money out to the membership faster.
I would like to point out that earlier on, the Ogama stated that he would not, and that he supported the money coming from the rebate. This is what we've had all along as a backup plan. So
Right, that question was to the Ogama.
Yeah, and there's a queue, Mr. Huddleston.
You called me on the queue. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, Mr. Huddleston, are you done with
I had the queue, correct?
Not for long.
I asked the Ogama question. That's it.
Okay. We're going to move on to Mrs. DeVerney. $409. Is that Caroline? Hello, 554-1409.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Okay. Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to thank you, like I said, I thank you before, but the one thing is, why does he continuously treat the outline and all tribal members as if we don't exist out here? You know, he has been in that office for 20 years and hasn't done anything for us except for waste money. He's wasted $90 million on one program, $30 million on Gateway, $30 million given to an actor that can't act. But what about the tribal members? Frustrated. Anyways, thank you. Shannon, I just appreciate you. Sorry about that. I had a question and I lost it because of all this stuff going on. But thank you guys anyways. Al, thank you. Julie, each and every one of you, thank you for helping the tribal members and believing in our tribe. Have a great day. I won't bother you again, but thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Bama P. Alicia Wales Woodson.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, Alicia Woodson, Citizen 1601. I wanted to thank you guys, every one of you, but I was gonna ask why the first GWE resolution was posted on the official tribal Facebook page before it fully went through the whole process.
I don't know what you mean, the full process. The Ogama has the ability to veto, but that's not any process of the legislative branch. We're separate but equal branches. There's people that don't understand the separation of powers. They keep trying to put out there that the legislative branch has to wait for the executive. That's not anywhere in our laws. That's not anywhere in our Constitution. He has the ability to veto, but there's no joining of we have to wait for him. So that's a misconception.
Okay, I was just wondering because it just seemed like, one of the bigger reasons that a lot of people were upset with the whole process.
I understand it. It probably should have been vetoed a lot quicker than it was.
I'm sure. Thank you guys very much. That was it.
I think that's Ogama Romanelli. Yep.
There we go. I'm unmuted now. I think there are several things that were put out that I probably should address. I'll go back to the questions. I think it was Delia Ross put forward. Understanding that this tribe, unlike other tribes, many other tribes, puts out 50% per cap. 50% of all the revenue from our gaming operation goes out to the membership. So to say that we're withholding from the membership, I don't believe we are. If you check with the other tribes that are around us of our size, you'll see the difference. I also have to address the fact, again, it was mentioned by someone in the meeting room that I've been accused of fraud and embezzlement. I've been accused of fraud and embezzlement for almost the whole time that I've been Ogama. I've also been accused of not being Indian, and nothing's come to fruition because there is really nothing there. You might want to talk to the council about the way that they put together the EDC, or the Economic Development Corporation, because we have some problems there as to the way that it was put together. And I think the EDC, the Ogama, and the Tribal Council should all get together and discuss that. I've been asking that for at least a couple of years, if not longer. And I think that needs to happen. I think it's very clear from, I think, what the last caller asked was about the information being put out on the website too early. Understanding that the Ogama has the right to override the veto, 7 days to do so. It was put out as a fact that the people would be getting a certain amount of money at a certain time. And that was just totally incorrect. And I think it was inexcusable. I think it was unfortunate for the membership to be given that information. I believe that at last week's meeting, the speaker did admit that they were the ones that gave the directive to put that information out. And I just think that's inexcusable. I'll leave that at that. As to the other questions, I think it was, again, Ms. Ross put out Article 5, Article 4, Tribal Council, Section 5, B2 states that the council will keep the members informed as to the status of activities in the council and all other matters affecting the tribe and its members. So when we take action, sometimes it isn't only about the membership. We also have to protect the tribe. I believe in doing so, in watching the general fund. That's exactly what I was doing and the four were doing. The four do not do that because they're trying to side with the Ogama. We have our differences as well. But I believe that they understood the severity of the problem that could exist, as did the Ogama, for the tribe as a whole. And when they lumped the five of us together, for example, that's not always the case. It just so happens that four of them and I are on the same page regarding the welfare of the tribe as well as the members. Going back to, I believe it was Mark Huddleston's question, I'd like to see the resolution today. Again, the speaker and I have a disagreement as to when I received the last resolution. It was just presented to me yesterday at about noon, after almost 7 days. If I see the resolution today, if they can get it over to my office, I will review it. If it's what it sounds like, again, I will approve it based on the information I just heard, but I have to look at the resolution. Again, I'm stating that in talking with, and again, I think the comptroller stated correctly, it's the controller that I spoke to, not the CFO. We do not have a CFO at the present time. But if it looks correct, I will not veto this one. But the information about it going out any sooner than July 15th, I don't think is correct. I believe that July 15th is what I was told by the accounting department is probably the best date that we can get this out. They have a lot of other work that they're doing. So I'm saying the July 15th date, or approximately June 15th, is the date that you would receive it, which I've held to for a couple of weeks now. Hope that answered the questions. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to read to Mr. Romanelli gave a very self-serving excerpt from the Constitution, and what it actually says is the Ogama's duties are to timely prepare and present the annual tribal budget to the Tribal Council for approval or other action, and to keep the Tribal Council fully advised of the financial condition and needs of the tribe. We haven't had a financial report in how many weeks? Then the rest of it that he skipped over, it says, preparing monthly reports for the council and making quarterly reports available to the membership. So that's what it fully states. So when you're asking, there's very self-serving explanations that have been given out. there's a couple things that are in play here. And I'd just like to point out that the people that have a problem, the Ogama said that he has a problem giving out money to you from the general funds because it will upset the budget. And 4 council members have also cited the same thing. If you look back at this year's budget, you'll see that there's $1 million coming out of the general fund, the 4 council members and the Ogama all supported to give raises to the employees of the executive from the general fund to the budget. And I'm having a price comparison count put together because, yes, I see you. I mean, doing the things is like a little child. But anyway, I'm having a price comparison done by Mr. Pringle. Because the excuses that are given is, well, council did it though. We have 3 employees. We didn't spend $1 million on the general fund. And it was already budgeted. So, Councilor DiPietro.
Well, just to say that wasn't $1 million, it was about 300 and something for a COLA for the employees that keep the lights and everybody and everything going. So what is wrong with that? You know, also you gotta remember that the Huntington Bank that used to, the per capita flowed through has been closed. That was closed a year or so ago. Something like that. I don't remember, but that was just cleaned up and finalized, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And the per capita is going to be flowing through the PNC Bank, which people aren't telling you that. So technically, some of that's even not set up yet, let alone per capita is going out starting next week. And that's a chore. Payroll, everything else going on. So, yeah. And then you can say it's just a click of a button, but there's more to it than that. So, but no, I was in support of giving the employees here, the government, not the resort, a COLA, because council had given all the legislative employees a pretty hefty pay increase. It wasn't cost of living, that was hefty. So that's where I'm at. Go ahead.
Speaker, I still have my hand up.
I understand, Mr. Romanelli, we have a queue.
Still have my-
Mrs. Hall.
Good morning. I just have one question for the Ogama. When he talks about separations, I noticed that he likes to speak of his position in third person, but he is the Ogama. It's not an abstract construct. And I'd like to know from his perspective, who is the tribe if it's not the members of it?
Okay. Can I answer that?
Please do.
Okay. I speak in an abstract manner because the Constitution talks about the Ogama. It doesn't say Ogama Romanelli. We know that there soon will be another Ogama. And when I say that it's the Ogama's duties or the Ogama's rights or the Ogama's, whatever it is, I speak in a third party because it's not just Ogama Romanelli that this applies to. It applies to the Ogama of the tribe, depending on who that is. And so that's the reason that I do that. As to your second question, could you repeat it again, Martha?
When you speak about the tribe and the members of it, who is the tribe to you if it's not the members of it?
Okay. And again, going with the Constitution, as I recited out of Article 4, Section 5B2, it talks about the tribe and its members. We understand that the members are the tribe. But we also, when the Constitution speaks about the tribe and its members, they divide that because you also have the tribal government, the tribe itself that we have to protect. And the members make up the tribal government or the tribe, but the tribe created a tribal government. And we have to make sure that both are being protected. And I think that's the point I was trying to make.
Okay. If there's anything further, Council Metzger?
Yeah, thank you. Where do I begin? COLA. Same time a COLA was issued, there was also a bonus given to government employees. Hey, that happened same time we received our last GWE payment. Where'd those fundings come out from? General fund, probably, eh? Just reach in there and grab it. And the separation between the government and its members is outrageous. The government is its members, the members is its government. Represent the people are the tribe. I'm part of that tribe. I'm part of that band. Also, we talk, there's a separation there. I don't understand that. It's not a separation I would actually admit to. So with that, if there isn't any more questions, I'd like to make a motion.
Good.
Like make a motion to resolution 260617-086. Approval of supplemental appropriation 2026-05 to fund NA 20 or would that be the 26 tribal general welfare economic hardship stimulus payment in the amount of $15,250,000.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilor Metzger, supported by Council,
Support.
or both of them. I'll go with Ron. All right, thank you, Councilor Thal. So we have a motion made by Councilor Metzger, supported by Councilor Wittenberg. Is anybody going to abstain? Is there any further discussion? Any from the membership? Mr. Batiste, and keep it quick.
Who's here? Boobatees, 2644. Yeah, keep it quick because some of us do like to look at the numbers and the graphs and this waiting until this next quarter passes. Then I don't have a chance to invest now. So when Trump makes an announcement about this act that's going to pass on the 4th of July, I'm losing out. I'm losing out when these stocks and different things start raising here after the 4th and stuff. I'd like to see it a little bit before. And then it would be nice to see a lot more happier members at our powwow, which is 10 days away. So that was quick.
That was real quick and to the point. Thank you, Mr. Batiste. And I'll be looking at that because you are absolutely right. And I don't think that this is gonna erase every benefit that this was supposed to give you members if this is rolled out by the 15th, because that's the next billing cycle for next month. So if it's not rolled out before then, which it can be very easily, what I'm going to look into is if somebody's mismanaged so bad that they're trying to use the interest off this, and it has to sit there till the 15th. That would be horrible. But again, this needs to be rolled out before the 15th because that's the next billing cycle, and that will erase all the benefits we've been trying to give you. Unless this is how bad of mismanagement that's going on. We're trying to get this help to you because you've all noticed the increases that are coming from the federal government. Have you noticed the worst jobs report since the 70s? That means the prices are going up and the jobs are going away. I know, but you have these are all factors that need to be considered. You can't just say this part and this part and this. They all have to be rolled together. You have a billing cycle that's going to come in and erase all the benefits this was intended to give you. You have rising prices every day. You have the jobs that are supposed to give you the money to get those products going away. You have a tribe. There's no reason this should be happening to you. Alderman Romanelli.
Thank you. I'm going to state it one more time that if this comes through, and hopefully you should be able to get these resolutions to me today, that the money that you're taking here, 15,250,000, is the actual number. And if it's what it was said today, I will not veto this. However, I'm telling you that July 15th is what I was told by the accounting department, and I don't care who wants to try and bully it, that unless they give a different date. I've been given the date of approximately July 15th. And if that date is put on that resolution of something prior to that, I'll probably have to veto it. So please do not put a date on there of expected time, because I will veto it. That's the only time I would probably have to veto it. But please don't tell the membership that they are going to get it anytime before July 15th. You're welcome to look at whatever you want to look at, but I cannot do that. So
you're no part, you have no say of when that goes out. If there's something in place, that's fine, but you're not controlling when the spending is going on.
if we keep this up, we may have to shut down the government. This is nonsense, absolute nonsense.
It's
So
nonsense that we are in this position because of such bad management. That's the nonsense. And it's going to continue as long as we have bad management.
Look, I don't go down the line that you guys are so far behind in your minutes or anything like that. We're talking about one specific thing here.
And what do what money does the minutes supply the membership?
What?
None.
I didn't even hear you.
The minutes don't help them buy groceries. The minutes don't pay their bills. You're mincing words.
You know, I'm not mincing words. You bring up the other.
I'm not going to argue with you either.
I'm not going to argue either.
The 15th, I'm going to look into it. The last time I heard talk to Mrs. Tozer, on a recorded phone call, that was when she was going to be getting checks from the PNC. She said she could still use the old account to roll things out. Mr. Romanelli, please. I'm going to look at and see if you needed that to be in there the 15th so you could use the interest. If that's the case, we're going to have a whole nother set of problems.
Don't make those accusations. Speaker.
Nobody's made the accusations. You play what you want to play.
I'm telling you, these aren't games. This is a tribal government, not Monopoly.
What do you mean? Not you. I'm talking to him. I'm going to go. He did. There was nothing on the floor. Okay, Mr. Council DiPiazza called the question. You called the question. That means no more talking.
Actually, I had my hand up before you called question.
You know, but when you call the question, it cuts off everybody. There was somebody recognized in the queue. There's nobody in the queue at that time that he made that motion. We have motion. We call a question on no motion.
We have a motion, we have it second. I would like to be recognized. I have a statement to make.
I understand that. We'll pick you up afterwards, but he called the question.
Susanthal.
Yeah.
Tammy Burmeister.
Yes.
Ron Wittenberg.
Yeah.
Shannon Crampton.
Yes.
Gary DiPiazza. Gary DiPiazza.
Yes.
Julie Wolf. Connie Waitner. Misty Silvis is absent. Al Metzger, yes. Motion passed.
Okay, Counselor Metzger.
Thank you, Tribal Council.
Thank you. Counselor Metzger.
Yeah, what I was gonna state that in this resolution, there is no date to have any checks on any date. That was 5 minutes that went down the drain. Thank you.
Anyway, let's get down to the next item. That's going to be concluding business. Thank God. Next meeting date is Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. And with that, we move to the Oklahoma's weekly status and business update.
Thank you. As I stated earlier, much of my communication will be on the official Little River Band of Ottawa Indians website, and where I will be giving information as I can to update the members. I think that's more productive than this. Thank you.
Counselor Metzger.
Yeah, so you no longer want to be on this agenda? Is that what I just got, sir?
Nope, I don't believe I said that.
Thank you.
Mrs. Osignac.
Yes, I'd like to ask the Ogama when the financial reports will be received in full.
What's that?
Oh,
He's very behind on the financial reports. I want to know when they will be submitted in full. He's in derelict of his duty, and council should actually be recalling him each and every month. I know you don't have the support to actually remove him, but council has the duty to force him to do his job. Miigwech.
Yes, we're looking to litigation at this time. There are several things, just not just that. There's a ton of things.
okay, yes, and I will ask the controller to provide that. I know that the controller has been in contact with the council regarding those monthly reports. And I will get her to put it in an email, which I will send out to the tribal council, and they could, I can also put it on the Little River Band of Ottawa Indians website. I would also like to ask when the tribal council will be bringing their past minutes up to date as well. As long as we're asking for one, we should probably ask for the other, and we can put that on. If we could get that from the recorder, I would appreciate it.
Are you still looking for the 2021 minutes, sir?
Some of those, and most recently, I got on the website and I was trying to look up some minutes, and they're not posted for very recent ones either. But yes, I'm looking for the 2021, 2022.
I'm looking for a lot of things too, and my computer hasn't been updated in quite a bit since the last recorder has been here. You know, we'll try to get that to you, and I think we are pretty up to date on our minutes. Didn't we just pass like April of last month?
The problem is that
Hang on, you know, so we're pretty good on keeping the tribe informed. You know, we can only give them half of what we get though. And I think a lot of members want to see your financials.
Yes, and a lot of
We
people
got
want to see the
we got
minutes.
January's financials. We're gonna do a presentation. I believe it's Thursday on that. We're getting closer and closer, but that's all from last year. You know, we don't even know how we look totally over the years, so if you wanna go on the website where all the minutes are, I'm pretty sure you can get up to date on that, sir. Thank you much. Have a good day.
Well, I was trying to comment before you said that because that's not true. Since the Oklahoma Department crashed our website quite a few years ago, that took down a whole bunch of minutes that were there. And that was like, you can't find stuff from 2005, you can't, 2006, 2007. There's missing minutes all over. That was not the council. That was a crash by the executive that we did not get informed of. So 2 or 3 months later, just like when the clinic had its misfortune, the council wasn't informed. I think that was 3 months after the fact, and everybody's information was compromised. And there's a couple things I just want to clear up is that, but I'll wait for public comment. All right, so now we're gonna move down to legislative affairs. Does anybody have anything for legislative affairs? Okay, we'll move down to public comment. Any public comment? Mrs. Monahan and then Boo.
Miigwech, Speaker. I'll keep this as brief as I can. I want to let our members know where we're at with the Wallapini project, and it's basically stalled out, and that's coming from the executive branch. So any of our members who have questions about why it's stalling, I encourage them to reach out to the executive, because if we had our team together up there, we could have a Wallapini built in a matter of weeks and food growing by the end of the month, and that would contribute to helping the 9-county area with food that you have control over. It would go quick. There are a number of people ready to go on that project. And that brings me to the other update for those here in Wisconsin, for those who will be traveling over here in Wisconsin or have families here in Wisconsin. This includes our descendants, as long as they can reference a family member who is a tribal member. Immediate families only, please, because we have limited resources. But our gardens are planted. We got the permit approval this morning for the wigwam. We expect to have that built within about 4 to 5 weeks. And directly after that, the Wallapini. So we should make our timeline to have a Wallapini here in my yard before winter. So we will have food that is available to our tribal members. If you are hungry, as this crisis gets bad, if you need food, please reach out to myself or to Delia, and we will do our best to get food to you. If you can pick it up and want to deliver to some of the others in your community, that helps even more. We're looking for whatever help you're willing to give, hands-on, transportation, phone calls, lots of different things that we could use some help with. Our goal is to keep everybody fed this year. So we're up and running out here, and we'll be breaking ground in the yard for the wigwam within the next 2 weeks. So miigwech.
Thank you. Oh, I had Boo Batiste, Mrs. Sandri. Boo Batiste. Do you want to give your spot to Mrs. Sandri, or okay, he's referring to you?
Linda Andre, 3211. I like to tell good stories. So Autumn Moore arranged to have a coordination of book reading with the library. And last week I went to read. It was about the Talking Circle. And the kids and their parents were there. And they were really good. They were little kids, 5 and under, and they listened and sat and listened to it. And at the end, they made a talking stick, which is, that was fun. And the library person, I forgot her name, sorry. She asked one of the little boys what a talking circle was about. And he said, so we could hear. And I thought, well, that's cool. So that's all.
Thank you. Sylvia Boo. It's you.
Pooh Bear, and I was waiting for public comment to say thank you all for your presence and having the courage to show up. Going down the line, I would like to see a little bit more courage. Thank you, Julie, for trying for that little bit of extra, because it all helps and it's not really extra. We're born in debt. So, yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit of courage and actually show that the Ogama to control, he can veto, or his veto can be overrid by so many votes. So he's not the only guy. We can't just point a finger at him anymore, as we have to see, you know, how the system works, and his veto could have been reversed and things. So, but anyway, it's great to see everybody. I wouldn't mind seeing the Ogama here and different things. Thanks everybody for coming that's online. And to the best of my knowledge, he said, I won't veto this. Well, checks should be cut tomorrow, probably. If anything stops that, then it should be him to pay all that back. There shouldn't be a stop. He said he wouldn't stop it. So that would make him a liar if we can't start cutting the checks tomorrow. And maybe I can get a little bit ahead and enjoy the powwow and 4th of July, which is a celebration of both cultures. But to wait until like the 15th, I mean, that's not going to be fun to celebrate my country that isn't taking care of me. but yeah, let's get those checks cut tomorrow. He's not gonna, otherwise he should be held liable. Thanks.
Thank you. Alderman Romanelli.
Yeah, I decided not to even answer that. I clearly stated what I stated earlier. The checks will not go out tomorrow. There is no way to do that, Boo. I wish you the best, but no, if that's not going to happen, it can't happen. It doesn't work that way. Thank you.
Thank you. Saragosa. I got you next. Yes. Mr. Gosa.
I really need to address Larry and his
You're very,
comments.
very low.
Can you hear me?
Well, we can barely hear you.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, Counselor Metzger.
Yeah, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to enforce conflict. There's no more questions.
All I want to do is make a comment to the membership to correct some things. There was some statements about the council in Ogama need to get together because the EDC that the council created is not working. The EDC is not working. In fact, the council has recognized that quite a while ago and is moving to bring in management teams. We're starting discussions with them next week. We did not create the EDC. That was created by Robert Mamberto, and the council adopted what he put in front of us. There are huge problems with it. And I don't think they've been quite honest with the membership, but very soon you will find out the full truth. Mr. Batiste, one more time.
Speak of the EDC, now I don't really understand what that acronym stands for because I believe I also heard Romanelli say Economic Develop Corporation. Okay, I didn't know if it was a corporation committee or commission.
Corporation.
So that's corporation, incorporated. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Councilor Metzger.
Yeah, if there's no more questions, concerns, or whatever, I'd like to make a motion to increase income. Yeah. 12:33.
Yeah, a motion by Councilor Metzger, supported by Councilor Wolf. Is anybody going to abstain? Is there any further discussion from council? From the membership? One more time for council. Hearing nothing, please do roll call.
Von Wittenberg. Wittenberg. Shannon Hampton.
Yes.
Jake Yoder.
Yes.
Penny Whitmer.
Yes.
Mr. Silvers is absent. Let's do.
Yeah.
Penny Burmeister.
Yes.
Mark Wittenberg.
Ah.
I heard something. David Fairley went absent. We are adjourned at 4:35.
How long do you guys want to take?
Half hour?
Okay, half hour. So we'll be back at 15 after, I'm sorry, 15 after 1, Mrs. Frias and Councilor Wittenberg.
Okay, go.